Thanks for staying with us. So we're moving on to another topic. Nima was going to give us establish the story of what happened with this herbalist. Tell us.
Okay, so there's a story that was trending of a man who died after having sex with a woman, and it was reported that this man, who is a herbalist, a known herbalist, died on top of a woman who had been magun has been placed on. That's magun is don't climb, don't touch, the traditional antidote against adultery that, you know, traditionally is placed on women, African juju kind
Who declared that is magun? Is it the police? Or
that's the story. Sadly, the woman is a pastor's wife, and only her husband can place the magun. How come we are where
Question
we are?
Again, who declared that it's magun? So, is it the police?
How do you determine
It's the story. I was not there. I was not
so
there.
That's the conversation. So who did? Because we see things on social media, and somebody comes up with an angle, and we all follow that angle.
Let's leave the story.
People know it is a magu.
People die within intimate situation that nobody accuses it of magu, because magu has a trait that leads to death. So when they say it's magu, it's because the man exhibited some traits after.
For example,
so there are three signs.
Okay, please tell us.
One is the somersaulting.
Is it from home video, or is it from someone that
just read African culture, African tradition on magu on here.
Let me read
it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So there are three.
One
is somersaulting. One is the barking. One is asking for water.
Barking like a dog.
Yes. And the moment that need is satisfied, the man dies. It shows that the woman had that magun on her. Those three things.
Which one did the pastor do here?
They did not detail.
But they said,
they said it there. A herbalist, this is how he died. So, and magun can only be placed on a woman he slept with. Now, sadly, the woman is the pastor's wife. So the pastor or a traditionalist.
So my question is the pastor now culpable for manslaughter or murder?
You see, most of these juju deaths are unresolved. Most of it, they are never resolved. But traditionally, the people know what led to what. Especially if a man is trying to somersault and they're holding him. If he does the first one, they will hold him. And then watch the Thunderbolt. I think that Tunde Kelani's The Thunderbolts clearly showed.
So it's movie.
So that confirms
Laura, you read.
Okay.
If somebody now shows you what happens in a movie, doesn't mean it's from movie they wrote magu.
Okay, let me read this. Magu is a charm that originates from the Yoruba tribe in Nigeria. It literally means do not climb. Magu has been used for centuries to catch a wife who has an extramarital affair or to put a promiscuous man in check. Some parents are known to put magu on their daughters to discourage premarital sex and ward of rapists. Okay, interesting. One, a woman and her lover. So there are three different sorts of magus. Number one, a woman and her husband stick like glue during the process of sexual relations. The man cannot detach himself from the woman. That's one.
Know that one was part of it.
Two, another variation where the man sleeps with a woman who has magu on her. He starts to crow like a rooster. See, they're different. You are saying dog. This one is saying rooster. Rooster. Another popular variation of magu is that one man somersaulting 3 times. Okay, you said that one. Those are the three. So your own is rooster, your own is dog.
He asks for water. There's that one. I read that one. I studied that one as a Yoruba student in secondary school.
So from this story, we don't know for a fact what happened. We can't declare it's magu.
But they did not put the details there. But the viewers, the people who observed the dying, confirmed that it was a magu death. What they did not tell us is which of the style of magu.
In case it wasn't magu, could there be other reasons? Could there be?
If
it's the Holy Spirit,
yes.
It won't make the news.
Let us even understand this magun and if it still exists today. And there's this thing where, yes, we have Christianity, we have Islam, but we have our traditional ways of doing things. I have always looked at these things as, you know, not true, like just
myths.
Yes, but I mean, Nima has tried to send the message like this is real, and if we have it in our history books, then is this something that we need to study properly? Is this something that we need to teach people in that this is something that if you decide to involve yourself in adultery or fornication, you may come across and help to deter that sort of behavior? If it is something that's culturally ours, is it something that we're ashamed of and we don't want to encourage it, or is it something that we can bring to the fore and try to use it, market it, and sell it to the world? So for me, that's the only way I can look at this conversation of what importance is this magun in this conversation. If it's not something I can put in a tablet
And I'm going to
sell
sound
it for the world.
traditionalist now.
Okay, so let us put it in different boxes. Box 1 is that it happened, Magu happened.
Okay.
Box 2 is that maybe there was a heart attack. Box 3 is that the pastor probably also is a traditionalist. He's not a real pastor if he had indeed put Magu on his wife. So do we have real men of God out there? Well, I mean, that's the conversation because this kind of story makes you look as if, make it look as if, oh, pastors are not real pastors.
Leave it. But you see that conversation, that last one, that's the conversation.
So for me, following that conversation is the fact that there are several pastors, called pastors,
religious people,
religious leaders who still believe that they are traditional means and they still seek traditional helps. They are the ones that will still go in Babalawo to let them check if this church would prosper, or they will say they want to go and do a sacrifice. There are churches where people say there are churches or religious organizations where the leaders still consult Babalawos and they still use charms. They have charms.
Same as imams.
They believe in charms. They fear charms. The pastor will be like, is this charm? This charm, no, don't bring it to my church, because they also believe in those things. So the Bible already said that during the end times, there'll be proliferation of these things happening.
Why
I think that
the bad thing? Why is our own, the power that comes from our own traditional, why is it the negative?
I don't know, but there are good sides to it, because our traditional means are where we got that ginger, turmeric, all these herbs help to cure sicknesses, and we can use them. There are many people that cure impotency with traditional means, and they use herbs, and it cures those things. So there are good sides to our traditional our culture, but the evil sides are what religious people shouldn't be mixing with. For me, that pastor is not a pastor, because if he was Magu, if he indeed used Magu,
if he puts it on his wife, if he puts it on his wife, it means that he's a person of both sides.
Yes.
But as a Muslim, I know we pray, we seek refuge against black magic. We do our morning prayers to prevent against black magic. So I know that there are things, these things exist. And thanks to Mr. Adeyemi in secondary school, SS1 to 3, all the African things in Yoruba language, because I was taking Yoruba, I learned the Oriki, I learned God the Orisha, something, and it was part of exam.
Let me take this call.
It. So I know to stay away. When I hear some things you are saying, I will just walk away,
Let me take Mr. Olagoke. Olagoke, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yes, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Good morning and good morning to the gentlemen.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, please, I only want to comment briefly on this issue of Magu.
Yes, please.
It is Yoruba antidote for immorality for men. But there are other causes, medical. If you are on high cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, and during the adjustive moments with a lady, you can give up from there. You can have heart attack. That is why men, and not only men, should check their vitals all the time. And if you are hypertensive and you're on drugs and you go on such exercise with a woman, you could end up giving up. Exactly. That is not Magun.
Exactly.
We have 201 Maguns. 201.
Wow.
From the Yoruba tradition.
Wow.
One dangerous one is when you engage in it, you invite a snake. We will call Oka. And that Oka has its own dots. If you drink, when that Oka develops, that is the dangerous snake, the smallest and very dangerous one. It will come out of your tummy and off you go. You go down there. And when it comes out, it's going, it disappears. That man goes there, no remedy. No remedy. And the one that you said, don't climb, you tumble 3 times. If it is after, when you are going home after doing something with the woman, and you're able to catch, if you have what is called Ajesara, we have Magu and we have Kagu.
Mr. Olagoke, can I ask you a question? Mr. Olagoke, is there a Magu for men? Like, can a woman put one on a man?
Thank you.
Yes, for men, yeah, they do that.
Which ones? Give an example.
Ejaculate.
Yes,
not called
but
Magu, something.
we have Magu, we have Kagu. Kagu means climb. When you climb such a woman, nothing happens to you. That means you have antidote at the man.
For that.
You have the antidote for the Magu.
Yes.
Hey,
but apart from Magu, instead of focusing on my Magu for the traditional practice from Yoruba, we should focus on the health condition of that man. If the health condition does not permit you to do such exhaustive exercise, You are
Don't go and
placing
kill
your
yourself.
health and your life in danger. That is it.
Exhaustive.
We have more questions for you, Mr. Lagoke, please.
Is this specifically a Yoruba thing? And why did the Yoruba people think they needed so many
Huh?
maguns?
What is it?
Is this
It's not
magun
only
thing,
limited
is it
to Yoruba,
specifically...
tradition. It's not only. There are various types from different parts of the country.
Okay.
Why is there a need for magu, sir?
Yes.
I mean,
Why not?
Is there something in the Yoruba
you have a
culture or
promiscuous
behavior that brought about the necessity of getting so many maguns? What is it in the culture or behavior
you
or
know-
lifestyle?
They are against immorality.
Mr. Lagoke,
not
are you still
there.
So
there?
many of them.
I think we lost him.
Hello?
Oh,
Yes. He said, why are there
On the
so
last
many
note.
magus? Yeah.
On the last note.
Go ahead, Mr.
Oh. The network is a bit bad.
Sorry.
But I want to advise your platform. Please, let's take this advice. I want to advise you. Please, as you call medical doctors to come and analyze some issues, please call on alternative medical practitioners.
Would love to
Yeah,
have
I would
you.
love to.
Yeah.
Please, are you offering yourself? We'll be happy to bring you on the show.
Are you a
Our producer can get your phone number. Are you a herbalist?
This is my phone number.
No, are you a herbalist? Are you a herbalist?
I'm a natural medical practitioner.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
Like to have
So we'd
you.
definitely like to have you on the show to come and educate us on this.
Please.
So our producers will get your phone number. So hopefully very soon we'll have you on to come and educate us on this
Thank you.
magu and all these other kagu and the others. Thank you so much, Mr.
Oh,
Lagoke.
my goodness.
Just
But I
learning
don't think-
cabo.
I think that...
So but I think I've learned something. Every man, before you start the process, do your vitals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get a BP
Very
machine to be
important.
sure that you're ready for the process.
No, but the magun one, is it vitals you will say?
No.
You have to check something
so
else.
the truth is, magun is only always placed on married women. So in most cases, so that means don't commit adultery. That's the simple cure for magun. There's no other cure. Don't commit adultery. If you did not go and touch what is not your own, magun does not catch married women. Not married women and married men in their matrimonial bed.
Yeah.
It catches the ones that go and do what they should not be doing. So don't go and do what you should not be doing. Simple. And the truth is, there was a time before I had a car, and the driver. We're driving my taxi driver, yellow cabs then. The man, I wasn't married yet. The man said, alama laye, woman friend mini, woman friend mini. Like, I drove him, I took him past the woman.
friend.
He now said, this Amala woman is my friend. When I go there, she will give me the Amala and the other one. As in, this is a married man, the Amala woman is a married woman. Okay. Then we drove again past another man, and this other Amala woman too.
No,
why are you carrying me past all this
lying.
man? So, there were two. I don't think he's lying because he didn't have to say it. It was just because...
But we know that men do that now.
Some
They like to
exaggerate.
boast about
You make
things
a
that
very
they
good
do.
point.
But what the point I'm making is there are several cases where, especially where women that were very commercial, financially commerce-oriented,
Yes.
were interacting with a lot of men. That women, their husbands started suspecting them. So this was a way to say that if you do anything, at least you want to do your trade, you can do your trade. You want to be going out and
So
very
magu only happens to the man that sleeps with. The woman is left alone, right? She's okay.
Yeah.
But the woman, according to
to the
one of
movie.
the books, the movie.
The movie in
No.
So in real life,
According to the man, because we studied it into the Ogbonio, yes, and into the Benin one. I remember him saying that the woman at some point will have to do something to avert
remove
it
it
if she doesn't
do
have
anything.
illegal.
Okay, let me take Ade from London. Good morning, Ade. Are you there? Thanks for calling.
So it's dangerous
Yeah,
for
good
the
morning,
woman.
Mariah.
You're live.
I just want to say something that Magu is not for married women only. They can put on young girl as well.
Yes.
Girlfriend.
We're already.
So it's not for married women only. So find out from that man will explain better to you.
All right, thank you. Somebody said kanji no good allow do vital. What does that mean? What is kanji?
Sexual urge will not allow you to do your vitals. It's our producer, Dolapo, that sent us.
I was like,
Another thing is we've seen a lot of situations where these very older men
when did this show end
go
itself?
after younger girls, and it actually, like the man said, exhaustive exercise. This is an exhaustive exercise. You're a man in your 50s, your 60s. You are now going to go and meet a small girl. Your heart cannot carry what you are pursuing.
Yes.
Just stay at home with your
No, even if you don't see, my own is that once you are 50 and above, before you do, please check your vitals.
You know,
Check your body
if you are
machine
doing
with
within
you.
your
Sure.
house with your wife, what are you checking vitals?
No, you check your vitals.
Some men will
It
number
happens
use
to those when you're trying to impress
I use sexual stimulant and even kill themselves because that one will even pump your blood pressure up.
higher.
kill yourself.
Generally,
I wanted
that's not healthy.
to harp on this topic because of the way it was reported, the religious city in it, and the doubt of what we had as a past before our religions came. So yesterday, Goldmine posted a video from somewhere in my area, from my state, where they found a python and the man was holding on to the python and they released the python to his natural habitat without killing it. I commented there because I know very well, I heard from my grandmother that we don't kill pythons in my place. And that even those days in the farms, they keep their babies at home around the pythons. You will come back and the baby is safe. It's a myth and history of the Esako people. I'm saying it on live TV because several young Esako people came on the comments insisting they are from Esako and they have never heard of it. Maybe you don't have somebody who to tell you your history, but you can find out your history because it is a popular thing. It didn't even happen in my own place. It happened in Fuga, that video. And Fuga people were all Esako people.
That python was large.
It was large. Twice in my father's house in Lagos here, we saw pythons. My parents didn't even allow us to touch the python. Because we lived among Awori people. Awori people who eat seafood and all were the ones. In fact, when they were cutting the butchering and they were offering us that, my parents said, we don't eat it. We are EBA people. We don't touch it. And we stayed off it. And then somebody brought religion and said, that means the people are worshipping it. I said,
so, but
auntie,
the angle is that
long after
if
religion
a
had come,
they
didn't touch it.
Would you still believe in those things? That's the question. That if I'm a devout Christian, do I still believe that, okay, I am from Isako and I don't kill pythons?
I won't touch it.
But I would feel that because I'm a Christian, I'm a new person,
I
don't believe it nullifies every access I have with the
mother's dad, when he was the chief imam of the village, he used to allow killing of the snake. But he told his children the story. So, I was only relating a story of our history. It's painful how young people just come out. I want to talk about correct.
The killing of it, does it have a negative impact on the community? So, you know, there are a lot of things that we have put aside and we've picked up this new religion and this new way of life. And I don't think that I don't think it's without consequence. There has to be something that we may suffer for forgetting our roots. So, you know, I think
I also feel that.
Let me take this call. Let me take it from Mark. Has been holding from Calabar. Good morning, Mark. Are you there? Oh, I'm so sorry, Mark. I do apologize.
I feel that, you know, sometimes some animals, they'll say if you rear an animal and you grow up, there's an animal around you and you've always treated that animal, maybe it's a carnivorous animal and it can hurt you, or because you grew up in and there's love, you nurtured, that animal will not hurt such a person. So typically, such a snake supposed to hurt and bite people. But if the entire environment never killed it, they know that you are not a threat to me. But the day you become a threat to me, then I start attacking such a threat. Societally, there are different societies that come up with different things to protect themselves. Some might say, we don't do in our area.
But I think what Nima is trying to say, like, respect the tradition. Yes, I am a Muslim, I'm a Christian, but understand it, respect it, and let it be.
We have to know it to understand it.
This is what I wanted to explain to you. It might not be that there's a consequence, but I read the book, The Leopard Boy, when I was in JS3, which helped me dig further into this myth. There was also the myth around the river, around the Auchi people that my grandmother told me. May God rest her soul. And so much of these things sort of linked human existence and spirits to the spirits of those animals. So some people are given titles. They're called spirits of the tiger. And my village itself is called Ibeyakwi, children of the scorpion. So there must be some sort of link. Right. Just read your history and probe certain names and things and live what you don't understand.
And maybe a Christian. A Christian will say, because the blood of Jesus has been
cleansed me. My husband did all of those things.
Me see everything traditional as
bad, as evil. Whereas people had their ways before the religions came. And the religions coexisted with them until you started to call the things you didn't understand without probing.
But are we ready? You know? This thing that we're digging, for me, it's like we're digging something. Are we ready to dig deep into this with all the consequences and all the things that it comes with? There's I feel there's colonialism that calls our traditional way of things black magic. But also, the stories we have heard is just scary. With Christianity, you can commit a sin, and if you go to God in prayer, you'll be forgiven. You commit adultery, you go to God in prayer, you'll be forgiven. In our tradition, you commit adultery and you're immediately taken care of.
No, you can do some rituals to
conversations that we want to even have to understand our culture again and understand how things are done are we ready for also the other things that come with it?
So those are the antidotes we're talking about. So once you enter magu now, and the guy is flipping up and down, he's going to die, right? The guy that flips someone, so
Okay, we don't do magu, but I know that they do cleansing rituals. Even for something as simple as fighting your husband, you kill goats among my people. So there are several cultures. Things are in details. I remember once there was an argument, say, beat your husband. If he beat you again, beat him, I'll buy goat for your people, for his people. So I just used to sit amongst those my elderly ones, picking their stories and just wondering, how does this even make sense? And eventually, I would ask my grandma. I used that story once to catch a thief in my class. Somebody stole my book, and I kept asking. I said, okay, well, from my place, there's a river. If I promise the river anything, and it could be a couple, the person who stole my book will go mad. And the girl, who is from Lagos, confessed quickly that I took your book home. Don't go and kill me. So there's this fear we have and of our traditional wisdom.
Which is why some people have said that while doing, and we're counting down towards a new administration, that we should not swear by Bible or Quran when our new administration are coming in.
They should swear by magu.
They should swear by, not magu, they should swear by ogun.
I'm telling you, whatever they use for that magu.
Or they should drink ayilala water. You see that thing, I've heard they say there's I think it's in Abeokuta or something, there's one water that they say is ayilala.
Ayilala is not...
I don't know. They shall say they bring the water. Like in Lagos State now, which one is the traditional means here? Because people fear the traditional means. You will see a lot of our politicians that they will hear that they did not go to their office, so they sprinkled water before they enter the office. So and they are Christians, but they will not call pastor. They say that I should not sit down on the chair. What should I do?
I gave you that.
Yes, sir. So it means that in many people, they are the first fear. God is a forgiving God. Allah is forgiving, but they know Ogun will not forgive them. Amadioha will not forgive them. So we might as well, when we are doing our election, after election, they say, I want to swear in. Yes, they should swear by Amadioha.
I know. I gave you the gist now. I gave you the gist. That's my pastor friend. That guy, my pastor friend. He was so excited that he knows somebody has become a commissioner. I said, what's exciting? Are you going to get a contract? No. I'm going to be his personal pastor. Well, how? I already called him. I told him that he should not enter this office. That I have to come and pray. So he went there to go and pray. Of course, sanctify. Of course, they'll give him something. You now call again. He had a dream. Don't go to that place where they have put something in front of your door. I must come and sanctify. The guy was just making money from this guy back to back.
Can you imagine that?
Imagine. Trade.
Yeah.
Well, the point is, okay, we have to wrap up this show because I'm looking forward to wrapping up today. So
the good side to the snake story is that I found my cousin.
Online.
Oh. He was defended?
No. She saw the comments, and by the time she mentioned her mom's name, I'm still doing, and I found my father's cousin online. Also, these things, when they clash with your religion, because I am Muslim, and it is shirk to practice any other thing, stay away from it, but understand it and live it the way it is. Don't mix it up.
Can I just take, let's end with this. Can we end with this tweet? Emmanuel says, all evidence shows there's nothing like black magic, but science is clear. British came to defeat our ancestors with science and our magic failed. Everything about your studio and broadcast is scientific. How come Africans haven't won World Cup? There's a medical explanation for it.
We have to wrap up. As I said, today's one of those shows that I can't wait to wrap up. The conversation has been very, very difficult to have. But either way, I think in a nutshell, what we need to do is understand and respect our culture as is. It doesn't remove from our religious practices or beliefs, but also rather that before we bring out a report and say something is magu, let's be very clear, because even this story that we treated today, we're not sure. It was somebody's position, somebody's perspective based on what they saw. They then assumed it's magu and now it's become a topic. So before we declare that something is magu, let's be 100% sure. Either way, let's respect everybody's religious practices or traditional beliefs. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.